What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies. Oh yeah, guys. So we're here in the Nether, and I've been mining some stuff, collected some resources, got myself a nitro creeper head, got in my way, we had to kill him, one shot with this iron mattock, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, I've been collecting a whole bunch of stuff. We needed some iron. We used a whole bunch of our iron last episode making that crazy storage. You know what? It's really dark in here. We should probably put down a torch. Is that better? That's a little better. Yeah, so we were using up all of our iron, making that crazy chest last episode. So I wanted to come here to collect some more. So I was mining some stuff, and we go... How do I do it? Here we go. So yeah, I was just mining, and it says, suddenly a flash of light shines from the tip of your Hypnotizd pickaxe, +1 mining level. So that's awesome. So what does that mean? That means if we look here, we look at the mining level, it says we now can do ardite. So that's really cool. So I can now mine ardite. I saw some around here a moment ago. Yeah, here's some ardite. So yes, we should be able to mine this stuff now. Woohoo! Okay, so now that we got that, I've seen a bit of ardite around. I want to collect all that stuff. I think we'll upgrade our pick to an ardite pick, and I think once we do that, we should be able to mine cobalt, ? I think that's how that works. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, I'm gonna go around and collect a whole bunch of this stuff. We'll melt it down, upgrade our tool, and we'll be right back, guys. Oh man, guys, so I just got back out of the Nether. We've collected a whole lot of stuff now. We got 41 iron ore, which is awesome. We were really low on this stuff, so that's gonna help out a lot. So I got some gold ore, a lot of lapis, some redstone, copper, yeah, 17 ardite ore. This is what I'm interested in, because our tool has mining level +1. I don't know if that applies, like if I upgrade this tool to ardite, if it'll automatically get cobalt, or if we just go to ardite level. I don't know. So we'll figure that out. I'm going to go ahead and process all of these ores and stuff. Yeah, I even found magma cubes, and I killed them. We got magma cube heads. Can I put those on? How does that look? That's so weird. We got some more silverfish. What about the creeper head? It's so happy looking. Yeah, but we're going to go ahead and do this. Did I mention I made iron or diamond armor? I made diamond armor. I was tired of going through the Nether and being afraid of like fire bats and things like that. I decided to armor up, so if we take a hit, we don't die. But yep, let me go ahead and get some stuff processed here, guys. We'll melt down our iron and all of that stuff. Try and make an ardite tool, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I melted pretty much all of that stuff. We still got some other resources here that I haven't melted down. This is stuff that I mined previously. But yeah, we got a decent amount of stuff here. Now, I mentioned this last episode, this chest is so big that I can't even get access to my NEI search bar down here. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this chest, to be honest. I think it's just far too tall. Maybe if we made it 3 rows shorter or something, our search bar would show up here. I mean, I could change the scale of my GUI here and make everything smaller. Don't really want to do that. I do like it being as wide, but yeah, I think probably 24 by 10 would be better. So I'll look at making that change later on. So what I want to do now, let's go ahead and upgrade our Hypnotizd pick here. I guess we're going to do it over here on the tool forge. Now, I think you have to repair this fully before you can upgrade it. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like here. Alright, so I did make a little bit of extra of this Hypnotizd previously, so we should be able to repair this pick 100%. So one thing right there all the way fills it, that's good. And then we can upgrade it, and this says mining level ardite still. Interesting. So I was thinking that the +1 mining level would carry over, but it doesn't appear that's the case. So let's just go ahead and make this tool anyway. So yeah, this is now an ardite level pick. So I'm gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get the cobalt. I know we can sieve the crushed netherrack, and that was giving us some of these broken nether pieces wherever they are. Yeah, we have broken cobalt here. Maybe that's how we do it. If we take this, we can make this, and we can go ahead and crush it. Let's go ahead and stick it in there. Okay, so now we got 5 crushed cobalt ore. We can do this, and I believe we can do that one more time. That should give us the powdered cobalt. Yep. And there we go. So if we smelt this, that should give us 2 ingots. Yeah, that'll give us 2 cobalt ore ingots. So we could cast another mold and we can upgrade this again. So maybe upgrading to the Ardite was kind of not worth it, but I wanted to find out if that would give us the mining level cobalt, since I believe cobalt is 1 level higher, since we had the mining level upgrade just by mining and using that pick from Iguana Tweaks, but apparently that's not the case. Now I know. Alright, so yeah, we'll go ahead and upgrade this to a cobalt ore pick, or a cobalt pickaxe here in just a second. We just gotta wait for this to fully smelt up, then we can cast that into the mold. So this should just take another second here. And there we go. So let's cast that. There we are. So let's go ahead and upgrade this. So there, and this guy. Alright, so now we have a mining level of cobalt. So that's pretty cool. So that gives us reinforced 2 and the mining level of cobalt. So now we should be able to head into the Nether and start mining a whole bunch of cobalt ore. We don't have to worry about the crushed cobalt. Now last time I was in here, there was a giant nature spider right outside. Yep, sounds like it's still here. So I guess we're just gonna run. Go, go, go. I don't know where that spider went. Oh, it's right up there. Yeah, it's the biggest one you can get, I think. Maybe we should collect a little bit of that fire string. I don't know. Is it getting that stuff good? Well, we got a regular spider head. Didn't give us the Natura one, which is interesting. Okay, so we got some of the fire string. I'm not really sure if we need that stuff or not, but we have it now. So I think we had cobalt ore just right over here. It was pretty much all over the place. Let's see if we can find some real quick and collect some of the raw ore. There's some Ardite that I missed. Yeah, I know I was seeing the cobalt everywhere. I think this is a piece right here. So let's collect our first bit of cobalt together. Nice. All right. So now, once we get a decent amount of this cobalt, we can go ahead and mix the 2, cobalt and the Ardite, and we can make Manulin. I believe that's the next step for our tool progress. I do want to look at making... Oh, I missed a bunch of iron. I do want to look at making Manulin hammer, so we can do a bunch of quicker mining. The only problem is as we mine, we're gonna make those nether hellfish. Don't know how that's really gonna work by mining a whole bunch of area in a 3x3, because I feel like we're gonna be spawning a whole bunch of those guys, and it's just gonna make life really, really painful. I guess you could say. There's cobalt right here. Is that more? That might be more right there too. Oh man, what the heck? That's a bunch of bats that just spawned. Let's get rid of these guys before they blow up on us. Yeah, those Thaumcraft bats, they'll hit you a couple times and then they'll explode like a creeper. You don't really want them to hit you more than once, to be honest. Let's just fly away. There was another piece of cobalt over here, wasn't there? Yeah, right here. Let's grab this guy. Another thing that's great about this cobalt pick is the mining speed is so much faster. Like, I can mine everything pretty quickly. Okay, that spider's left me alone. Yep. Alright, guys. So, you can see what we're going to be doing here for a little bit. So, I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to collect a little bit more of this cobalt ore. And we'll be back. Alright, guys. So, I've been doing some stuff off camera here. I got those ores smelted down. And I made another compact chest. I'm looking at these 2 chests right now, and I'm seeing that the tooltip, this one says bow, this one says glowstone. Is that the first item? Okay, that's the first item in the chest. I don't know why that's on the tooltip, but whatever. So yeah, I made a smaller chest here. This one's 24 by 9. I probably could have made it 1 row bigger. The problem is I got confused when I was making this thing, because the biggest you can make this thing is 12, right? 12 columns? We look at this one, it says it's 13. So I was like, oh, let's make it 3 smaller. And I ended up making it like 9, thinking that it's going to add 1, and it actually made it 9. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. So yeah, all of our raw materials are in here, including our dusts and all the broken ores and all of our smelted stuff. Everything else that we own is over here. I got rid of the one chest that we had here. I got rid of our storage that we had sitting over here. I also took out all the wood and things from this chest. All of our mob drops are still over there. I'll probably end up moving them over here since we're running out of space in that chest way over there. Again, we're probably going to make a different chest than this one, but I didn't want to throw this away just yet. In fact, we might even use this for mob drops. But yeah, I'd like to have the NAI search bar down here, and being 13 is just too big for that. So I guess we could probably be able to go up to 10, I think. Maybe 11, definitely 10. Anyway, so I've added some better barrels over here, and I have this automatic camera, the items being pulled out and being sent into these barrels, just so we have storage for all of that. So I'll show you the way that's set up down here is very simple. Yeah, directly below the automatic camera, we just have a transfer node. We don't have any upgrades in this thing at all. The pipes come down and they just connect to the 3 barrels. Very simple setup. Eventually, we'll have applied energistics hooked up and everything will just dump into there and we'll be happy that way. But for now, yeah, we're going to use better barrels and things like that. Eventually, I would like to have these going into our automatic sieve over here so they can be sieved and we get all the materials. But again, that's in the future. For now, yep, this is the way we have it set up. Then I have a chest up here full of cobblestone that's just feeding this, so we're making gravel at the moment. Okay, so I was looking at the different pickaxes, and I was talking about how I wanted to go to a Manulan pickaxe. Well, I don't think we're actually going to do that. Where is cobalt, nether quartz, ardite, Manulan? So the Manulan pickaxe has a mining level of cobalt, and it's actually slower. It has a mining speed of 10, and the cobalt has a mining speed of 21. I believe that is defined by what type of pickaxe head you use. So what we might end up doing is taking our cobalt pickaxe and adding a Manulan handle and a Manulan binding. That would increase our durability. Another thing that I want to do is I want to put a flux capacitor on there so we don't have to worry about repairing it at all. We can just use RF. I don't know if I'm going to stick this one on there or not just yet. But yeah, I would like to try and upgrade the handles and give it a higher durability. And I think that also gives it a better modifier. Well, it gives it a better handle modifier, which will increase the durability for sure. So our ores, let's look at this. We got ardite, we got Manulan. I made 2 blocks worth of that. Can't remember if it's 2 ingots or 1 that we need. Let's just go ahead and do 2. So we will get rid of the pickaxe. We're not going to do the pickaxe head. We are going to do a binding and a tool rod. If we don't need these parts, I think we can melt them down and get the resources back out of them or repurpose them. So let's go ahead and do that. Another thing, like I said, I want to make a hammer. So we haven't done any of those parts just yet, or at least we haven't made the hammer head part. So let me go ahead, grab some cobble. Where's our... I keep running around thinking everything's back in its old spot, and it's not anymore. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, so we can't click underneath these chests where we could with the vanilla ones. Okay, so I'm gonna have to rearrange. Aha. Okay, that's something I didn't realize before. So we got our stencil table here. We're gonna need a stencil. Let's grab some of these. And we will make the hammerhead. We can put that, is it here? Yeah, I think it's here, right? That in here, and we will make the stone hammerhead. Okay, then we're also gonna need a little bit of the aluminum brass. Where is that stuff? This is why I want the NA search bar. Brass, here we go. Not that. So we're gonna make, what other pieces do we need for this thing? Let's look at that real quick. So part builder I think is over here, no, it's right here. Oh my goodness. I'm just wrecking everything trying to find what we need. So we need 2 plates and we need a tough handle. And we have the tough rod cast. Wait, do we have plates in here? No, we don't have plates. So we're gonna have to make a plate as well. So let's go ahead and do that. This guy. All right. So we made that. We'll make the plate. There we go. So we'll go ahead and make the molds out of those things as well. I do need one more aluminum brass right here. Okay, so there's our manulin. So we can go ahead and do that one part. And this part. Does that leave us a full ingot left? Yes, it does. Okay, so we can go ahead and get that out of there later. I'll take both of those pieces back. Oh my goodness. We need so much storage here. I'm gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for this. Yeah, I like the way that was set up before with the vanilla chest, but unfortunately these compact chests take up a full block and I can't click underneath them. That's too bad. Okay, so we have the aluminum brass. Let's make this. I guess we'll wait for that. It'll just take a second. And this one. Okay. So I believe we're gonna want to make the hammerhead out of cobalt. So we need 8 cobalt ingots for that. Oops. Yeah, another thing with this, I'm noticing when I scroll wheel out of this chest, sometimes it picks it up. And I don't believe it does that in a vanilla chest, or I don't know. I don't remember that happening before. I don't know if that's a problem with this particular mod, or if that is just some other mod in the pack that's messing around with that. So we're also going to want to repair this tool so we can upgrade it. Let's just verify. We'll put the cobalt pickaxe in there, and we'll put the manulin rod, and it won't let us do anything because it has durability removed. So we'll go ahead and repair it that way. So if we put this in there, that adds a bunch of durability. Mining speed stays the same. I don't know if that adds anything else, man. Okay, so how can we do this? There's really no way to compare, is there? Modifiers remaining, effective durability. Is there anything else we need to look at? Skill. Yeah, XP. So it's at 56.72, and if we put that on there, yeah, it changes the XP. That's definitely something it does. Does that lower the amount of XP required? It looks like it goes from 1176 down to 647. Can we put both of those on at the same time? Oh, it won't let us do that. Okay, well, we are going to make this change because it adds more durability. What happens if we put that on there? Does that make any other change? 647, 356. So it also reduces the experience by doing that as well. Does that add more durability with this piece? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to upgrade it to this thing. I think that's a much better pick. The XP level is way lower, so we'll get upgrades faster and faster, which is good. I like that. Okay, so we want cobalt on the bottom, so we can make a cobalt hammerhead. Yeah, I really don't know if making the hammer is something that we want to do or not in the Nether, but that's something we're going to find out. We'll make this tool and repurpose it if we can't use it for what we want. So there's the hammerhead. So now we got the plates and stuff. I don't have thaumium, and I don't think you can make the plates out of paper, so I don't know if we can get extra modifiers that way. So we'll probably end up making out of manulin as well. I think each of those plates requires 8. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do for the tough rod. So let me go ahead and finish up making this tool, guys. It'll take just a minute to melt all these things down. Yeah, let me do that, and we will be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I made some tools here. We made ourselves a cobalt hammer. It is just a cobalt head. We got manulin plates and a manulin rod. And I made a fully manulin broadsword. I upgraded our cobalt mattock to manulin, so it's no longer a cobalt one. It should actually be a manulin mattock. I was gonna start putting some flux capacitors on these things or whatever, and then I remembered, like, for instance, when you first make a tool, it does not have any upgrade slots, so I'd have to make the upgrades and all this stuff. I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. I think I'm going to use the tools, wear out their normal durability. The hammer's got how much? Almost 20,000 durability. Effective durability, it says 25,000, just about. So I'm going to use the hammer. I'm going to go mine a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to try and get this skilled up. It's going to take 1,500 XP to level it. But yeah, we're just going to wait until we get some modifiers going, I do believe. If we either get Silk Touch or we get Fortune on it, whichever way, and then we'll make another one that's the opposite. And same thing with the sword. We're just going to attack some mobs. It only takes 630 XP to level this up. So yeah, that's pretty cool. the mattock, we could just put the flux capacitor on straight away, and same with the pickaxe. We have modifiers remaining on both of those, so I might do that. We'll see. But I do want to go to the Nether real quick and check out this hammer, see how it does. I bet it's just going to tear through all of the netherrack. The only thing I'm concerned about, the only thing I'm really concerned about is how much silverfish we're going to spawn when we do this. So I think we're going to find out. Let's just go straight up to the bedrock ceiling here. Just mine straight up. Actually, this might be slower than I was thinking since we don't have any haste modifiers. But it's also, since we're flying, it's going to be a little bit slower. But yeah, I want to go all the way up to the bedrock ceiling. Okay, let's get out of here. Why did I just hear another one? Right. Oh, that's a problem. That's kind of a problem here. Let's try and get rid of that. Whoops. Okay, we'll do this and that. Oh man. That's a lot of lava up here. Let's try not to kill ourselves in the process of fixing this. Okay, there's one silverfish down there, that's fine. Whoops. Yeah, I forgot that the hammer that we have does not have silk touch on it. So as we mine, we're going to start setting off those ores. So that might be a thing that I'm going to look at trying to upgrade real quick, is putting silk touch on this. Yeah, I didn't even think about that at the start. Oh man. So that made a nice little size hole up here. I'm glad I decided to get out of here immediately after I heard that TNT sound going off. Let's fill this in as well. Yeah, lava's also a problem. We do have diamond armor, but we don't have like fire resistance. So if I run into a pocket of lava, I gotta be really on the ball to make sure I don't get set on fire, because that can kill me pretty quickly. So where were we digging up? Was it like, was it right in the center here? I think it must have been. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go up to the ceiling using our mattock and our silk touch pick, and then we'll switch over once we got a little bit of room opened up here and see how this thing actually performs. Ah, here we go. We're at the bedrock ceiling, so we can dig down just a little bit and make some room. Yeah, this thing actually isn't too bad. I mean, I would like it faster, but for what it is right now, that's not too bad at all. So, is the whole ceiling going to be made out of this stuff, or are we going to have netherrack? I see one piece of netherrack there. Oh, man. Because I kind of wanted to test this out. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's too much netherrack up here. We might have just been in an unlucky spot. We're getting plenty of the tainted soil, though. Maybe I'll have to go down a little bit lower. Yeah, it kind of feels like this is all there's going to be up here. Was there any netherrack around anywhere? No. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Yeah, I guess right here where the explosion happened, right? This seems like a good spot. So with this... Well, we're going to collect a bunch of netherrack anyway really quickly. So that's pretty cool. So I'll be able to crush that stuff, and we'll be able to get the ores out of the netherrack that way as well, which is awesome. But yeah, it seems like I also want to make a excavator tool to get rid of this stuff. There seems to be a lot of this tainted soil around. I guess we should look at the uses, because I'm not even sure. We can turn that into soul sand with the heat sand, slime... Okay, so we can try and get these berry bushes out of those if we wanted to. Doesn't seem like there's too much use for this tainted soil, though. Maybe we want the soul sand with heat sand. Can we make heat sand pretty easy? No. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the this tainted soil is kind of a waste, huh? Let's see. What else we got back here? Anything? Yeah, there's just so much of this stuff. I was kind of hoping just to go in a straight line and get a whole bunch of netherrack this way, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the easiest thing in the world to do. Well, I tell you guys what, I'm gonna go ahead and mess around here for a little bit, see if what we can do with all of this stuff. See if we can get some decent amount of netherrack going on, start pulverizing that stuff, and then sieving it and all of that. So yeah, let me get that done, guys, and we will be right back. Alright guys, so I was sitting there in the nether and I was mining for a bit, and we finally did get a modifier on this thing. What's the thing say here? Yeah, so we got +1 modifier and +1 reinforce, so that's awesome. So I think it's time that we put Silk Touch on this thing so I don't have to worry about ores blowing up on me anymore. And then we'll also be able to mine all the other ores that are in the nether. So I definitely want to do that. So we'll do this plus that, and we will get Silk Touch on there. Sweet! So now I'm a pro tinkerer, apparently. So, yeah, I've upgraded our pulverizer. I've changed it into a hardened one. So let's see. The pulverizer, you can put this into the crafting grid with an electrum gear and some invar. We got plenty of this stuff now. So I upgraded to the hardened. And then with the hardened, I put in a augment for a 2x processing speed. I'm really not sure how this works right now because it says on the tooltip plus 50% energy used. So you'd think it'd be like, you know, whatever half the power is added on. Anyway, it says 120 RF a tick is what it's using. If we remove this thing, it says 40. So I would think plus 50% energy used would change this from 40 RF a tick to 60, but it changed it to 120. So I don't understand. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I don't know. I don't think it's working the way it should be working anyway. So the automatic sieve, I've put in a few more upgrades. We've made that. We're now collecting a whole bunch of resources here. That's a lot of gold. We got a decent amount of nickel. And we got some iron going on all up in here. I have no idea what we're going to do with all these gas tiers. I was looking, we can make the Pokeballs out of those. The safari nets. That's pretty much about all that's useful that we can make with those. So we'll be able to capture these and start spawning our own mobs later on. Other than that, I guess we could make regeneration potions and other such things. I put in a few more upgrades over here. Speed upgrades for our automatic hammerer. So now we're making sand. We're running low on that. We only had about a stack left. Then we'll probably start making some dust and try and get all these relatively full here pretty quick. Okay. What I kind of want to do, let's look at the quest book. We haven't really done any quests today. And I was saying that we have 6 quests with unclaimed rewards. So let's take a look at what those are. Learning the Skyblock has 1 quest with an unclaimed reward. Yeah, we got a reward here for a gas tier. I did find a gas in the nether and I killed it, so I guess I got this from that. That's going to give us a gas tier as a reward. Now, Dimensional Explorer, that seems interesting. Oh, okay. So we have a dimension here called the Last Millennium. We have a dimension called the Deep Dark. I've been there before. Not in this pack. And then we have a Soul Dimension. I don't know anything about that. Is that Botania or is that Thaumcraft or is that a different mod? No idea. But apparently it wants us to go to all those dimensions. Let's see. We have 5 more rewards. Okay, Tinker's Toys. Let's open this up. Aha. So we got one for Ardite, Cobalt, and Manulin. So let's go ahead and do these. I'll give us 2 Cobalt ore. And we get 2 Manulin ingots. So it said that unlocks a quest elsewhere. I'm not sure where that unlocks that quest. Is that under like learning the Skyblock? I don't see any new quests here. Maybe under power grid. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. And I said that we had a whole bunch of power options here, and then I decided not to go with any of those. Oops. Storage Wars, we have one. Okay, compact chests. Right. Builder. So that's going to give us some iron bars. Okay, filing cabinet is also pretty good storage. There's drums and portable fluids. You know, I made one of these, didn't I? I didn't get rewarded for that. Oh, you know what? I think I went straight to the hardened tank. Let's see. I went from the portable tank. Yeah, you can make that, or you can add Invar to that same recipe. And this is how I made our hardened portable tank. So I guess we never got credit for making the original one, which is glass and copper. You know, let's just do that right now. Let's get that out of the way. Then we can upgrade it to another hardened one. So we need 4 glass. Another thing I'm noticing with this, like, you can't shift right click to get one item out. I think you can do that with normal chests, can't you? It feels like you can. It seems like, yeah, this whole compact storage mod has some different things to it that I'm not used to. So then we need 1 piece of copper. Got lots of materials right now. Been collecting a lot of stuff. Okay, so what was it? 4 glass and then 1 copper. Portable storage. Oh, right. And that completes this quest, and then it'll give us 10 sausage and bread. All right. I'm not sure what this guy is, but I know that that is actually, I'm not sure. Is that a storage? Is that a deep storage unit, or is that something for fluids? I don't know. Drums of, so this wants us to make a drum. We got plenty of iron right now. Let's just bust out these quests. So a drum is made out of a couple of pressure plates, a cauldron, and some iron ingots. So we can go ahead and make one of those real quick. So a cauldron is upside down iron pants, then a couple of pressure plates, and then some iron like so. And you. Okay, so there's a drum that holds a whole bunch of fluid storage. We might actually remove this hardened portable tank in lieu of a drum just so we have more stuff there. In fact, we could do that right now. There's no reason not to. I'll have to go back down there and grab that in a moment. I don't want that guy to go away. So yeah, we will go ahead and start storing lava in a drum. And I'll take this back. Okay, so how are we doing here? Is this thing kind of full? 67 buckets worth? Yeah, these crucibles are going to be going overtime now. They don't have any extra fluid stored in them, I don't think. It's all going to be dumped over here. Eventually. Yeah, 75 buckets worth. Alright, so we're good on lava for a little while. So the quest book says we're done. That'll give us a potion of regeneration. Water source. As we all know, 3 blocks of water makes an infinite water source, or alternatively, you can craft a nice brick well. A well is an infinite water source in a single block. Well, that actually sounds kind of nice. So I could just have like a thing over here and collect a bucket of water should I choose to. So I've never made one of these. This is from Pam's Harvest Craft. Okay. Alright, so we can do it out of copper or iron or bronze or tin. Wow. Or steel. Seems like we'd be throwing away a lot of resources doing it that way. Let's get the book off. Oh, can I not? Oh, okay, you shift left click to take one out at a time. I was like, I thought you could take these things out one at a time. So we're gonna need a bit of clay, so I think we should come over here. Oh, I took my barrel back. Let's make a bit of clay here. We need our oak barrel. So oak barrel, we will stick you right there, and we will make some clay. Let's put the dust on the hotbar. I bet there's a way we could automate this. Pipe in water into one of these things and just spam right click with the dust. I think there's got to be a way to do that. I don't know how often we're gonna need clay and if that's a thing we need to do, but I'm pretty sure we should be able to do that anyway. Alright, so we'll go and break those guys all apart. That's like instant mining. And we needed to make some bricks, so let's do that. Okay, that's crafting up. We can go and clear our inventory of all this other stuff. I didn't mean to put clay in this one. Okay. Yeah, lots of stuff that we have collected. So the sausage and bread, it says it's a feast. Actually, if we hold shift over that, yeah, look at that. That's almost... That fills up like 8 hunger bars and almost a full saturation. That's actually really, really good. What is the recipe for one of these? I am curious now. So it's bread, an onion, ketchup, and maple sausage. So I bet that's kind of difficult to make, huh? Tofu, spice leaf, and maple syrup. Don't know how you make the maple syrup. I can't click on it for a recipe. I'm sure there's a way that we can make that pretty easily. Let's see, maple, Maple sapling. Maple syrup. I don't know. Is there a way that we tap the tree to get the syrup out of it? I'll have to do some research on that in the future. Or you guys can let me know in the comments down below, whatever you guys would like to do. So let's put all this other stuff away too. We don't need that potion on us. All right. So, what were we doing? I can't remember. That's right. We were making bricks so we could make the well. I think, what was the different options for that thing? What was the cheapest one? Was it iron? There's iron, there's copper, there's tin, bronze, and steel. Maybe we'll do it out of copper. We do have a bit of copper here. Okay, so there we go, a brick well. Now, I don't know if I have to fill that up full of water or not. Let's look at the quest book. Doesn't really say anything about that. That's going to give us a vial of mending. Okay, so let's set this thing down. Let's see how this works. Okay, so it's already full of water. I don't have to do anything with that. I just right-click my bucket on there, and we get water, and I assume we can just pick this up and move it. Yep, that's actually kind of cool. Okay, I like it. I like it. Maybe we should stick that over here or something. All right, that makes a good spot for it anyway. All right, so back in the quest book, I keep taking it off my hotbar and I keep wanting to look at it. So plastic, not paper. If you have more plastic than you do metal, you might want to consider a plastic tank for your fluid storage needs. Okay, a plastic tank. That, I believe, is new. It's something I've never seen before or used. So it is MFR and it holds 4 buckets worth. And we have to do a factory machine block plus some plastic. Let's see, do we even have rubber? I know we cut down like 1 rubber tree, and I don't know if I've made any rubber since. Yeah, it doesn't, I can't even search this thing. I'm gonna have to make a smaller chest. I think that's all there is to it. This chest is nice, but I'd have to change my GUI to like a smaller size, and I really don't want to do that. Is there another quest that we can do real quick? What about an ender tank? Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff here. Oh man, that's actually gonna take a minute. So we got one more quest with an unclaimed reward, and that's probably this mob hunter down here. Okay, so I killed spiders in the nether, and that's gonna give me some cobwebs. Alright. Well guys, I tell you what, I think we've done a lot of stuff today. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of this kind of automation stuff off camera here, just trying to get some things done. But yeah, I've been having a good time playing this modded skyblock map. I hope you guys are enjoying everything we're doing here as well. But yeah, that's all we got time for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.